Well, the Utah Utes are moving up in the AP rankings after Saturday night's win. The Utes go up 3 spots to number 10 in the country. The 25th time Utah has been in the top 10 of an AP poll since Kyle Whittingham took over. Also some moving down by notable Pac-12 opponents. How about UCLA dropping 7 spots from 9th to 16th, and the Oregon Ducks down 6 spots to 12th in the nation. The Utes will be in Eugene this weekend, and so will KSL Sports Live with live reports from the Utes. All right, the table is set for the University of Utah. Can they finish off that meal, though? After beating Stanford last night at Rice-Eccles Stadium, the Utes have run their win streak now to 4 in a row. They're still in line for a spot in the Pac-12 championship game and potentially the Rose Bowl. They just have to keep winning, of course, right? Maybe it's easier said than done, but pretty good time of the year to get one of the nation's best running backs back to his top form. Tavion Thomas rushing for a career-high 180 yards to go with a pair of touchdowns and Utah's 42-7 win. Cam Rising completed 20 of 33 passes for 219 yards and 3 touchdowns. And for Ute fans, well, is that the last you see of him?
Cam, was this your last time playing at Rice-Eccles? Do you know?
I believe so, yes.
Another huge running lane off to the races, Thomas.
I was just so happy to be out there with my teammates and all the seniors. We all, wanted to be out there and perform for each other, play hard for each other. And I just worried about finishing this thing, and playing with these guys right here.
The Utes made their final game at Rice-Eccles Stadium memorable, some of those seniors, with a 42-7 win over Stanford.
Yeah, dominant performance on senior night that has put the Utes once again in a position to reach that Pac-12 championship game. You really couldn't ask for a better time for Tavion Thomas to come back to his form. We saw it a little earlier in the show, but it's worth looking at again. He was one of the nation's best last season, had the game of his career last night, 180 yards rushing against Stanford on 22 carries, 2 touchdowns. It's been a roller coaster season for Thomas, filled with personal challenges off the field, but Thomas, he never gave up on himself.
It's been challenging, but you can't run from it. You got to attack it. And like I said, I got these great guys right here, and, great support system here, and they got me back right slowly but surely.
Tavion Thomas had a big game. It was great to see him in his last game here at Rice-Eccles get back to his old self, and that was something that really proud of him and glad that he's weathered the storm, I guess you could say.
The Utah defense had their best performance of the season, you could argue. 7 sacks are a season high. And for the 3rd time this season, the Utes held an opponent to under 200 yards of total offense. Just 177 yards for Stanford. And they held the Cardinal to just 22 yards rushing, -8 in the 3rd quarter. Jonah Ellis stepped up with 1.5 sacks, and Samote Pepa is breaking out, a team high and a career high, 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and his first 2 sacks.
It's honestly just doing our job. Early in the season, a lot of the mistakes that were happening is guys were trying to make the big play or just not doing their assignment. And the last few weeks, we've really just honed in. You do your assignment, the plays will come to you.
It was senior night at Rice-Eccles, the night that saw the Utes cap off a perfect season at home. Winners in all 6 home contests. Utah honored 17 players that are seniors or most likely played their last game at the U, including quarterback Cam Rising, Tavion Thomas, Clark Phillips III, Dalton Kincaid, and Brant Keithy, among others. A season and a night and a college football experience that these guys won't be forgetting.
Great experience, coming here. I didn't really know what to expect, but I've definitely enjoyed every moment in that stadium. The fans, the atmosphere has definitely been special. So, it's been a fun ride with these guys, and we look forward to finishing it these next 3 weeks and taking what we came here to take.
It's a great fan, great atmosphere out there, man, just unbelievable. And I've never been a part of nothing like that, so it's pretty awesome, man.
All right, Stevenson Sylvester joins us now as he does every week, and you're going to love this because we're going to talk about Utah's defense.
Oh, yeah.
Show us, Sly, what is different? Jonah kind of talked about that, but show us with video what's different about this Utah defense than earlier in the season when they were making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, what Jonah was talking about is the Utah mantra, right? do your job, right? And they weren't doing that at the beginning of the season. They weren't trusting it. It's because they were missing the integral parts of Devin Lloyd, Nephi Sewell, which are your quarterbacks of a defense, right? Your main communicators. So at the beginning of the season, you know, I'm being on the sideline and what I'm seeing, I was like, these guys just aren't communicating well. And over the last 3 to 4 weeks, these guys have been communicating at a high level. It's been great. I think everybody's just understanding the role, as Jonah Ellis said. We're understanding our role and understanding that, look, we don't got to make every single play. We are a talented defense. We've got talented people across the board. And so somebody's going to make that play, and most likely it'll come back to me. So let me do my job, and I'll make the play anyway.
You're going to have to play big defense this weekend, but also, how nice is it for Utah to have Tavion Thomas back doing to what he did last season again, especially as they prepare for Oregon?
He looked fresh.
Yeah.
Tavion looked fresh. Tavion was awesome, and this is why we've been asking for Tavion all season. He's been running like a madman. And last week, it was awesome, 180 yards. But here is just a basic run play. This is away zone. We've talked about it before. But what's great about this play is it's supposed to hit off here in the C gap. But Satoy Lamea does a great job of cutting off the D end here. And Tavion just reads it. He's like, pick your gap. Which one do you want to go to? Tavion hits the B gap and explodes through it. And what we've said many times about these run plays and why people have success is because they're decisive, right? Tavion Thomas was decisive with his running plays, and that's what made it awesome. And so here's another time. Same exact play, same exact result, except he hits it on the front side, right? It's different. He just sees his holes and sees what he wants to do. So normally here, you know, the tight end's going to come back across the line of scrimmage, and we say you got to hit it off into the C gap here. But he's like, bump that. I see it on the front side. Let me take it. Decisive, hits it, and I tell you what, arm tackles ain't gonna do it against this guy.
No.
Right? Sees this B gap here, and it's just like, that's open for me, and I'll take it for 15. So having Tavion Thomas back is huge. If you can run the ball, as Coach Whittingham says, every single game, that's what we want to do, we'll have success.
Now, can he duplicate that effort in Eugene on Saturday? That would go a long way to Utah getting that big win against Oregon.